Welcome to Childcare Conversations with Kate and Carrie.
We are so glad that you are with us today, and we have a guest, and I'm trying really hard to not keep laughing, so we're just going to get started. So, Carrie, why don't you start?
So we're going to do some unprofessional development today. So if you know who we have, get really excited, tell other people they need to go listen to the podcast because we've got Ron. And we're going to do some unprofessional development. He has his dogs in the room with him, so we'll see if they put in an appearance or not. And we're going to talk a little bit about how to have engaging training for your staff so that they actually learn something, because you learn stuff much more quickly through play than any other way. So, Ron, why don't you introduce yourself for those who don't know you? I'm sure there's at least one person listening who hasn't heard of you.
I hope so. We'll see how it turns out. My name is Ron. I created Unprofessional Development. It's the opposite of boring trainings. I don't like PowerPoint presentations. I would rather sing and breathe and laugh and stretch and move. So that's what my world is. I first started working with preschoolers in 2001 at a karate school. I then went to a preschool, being invited to do a martial art program. And then somehow through the craziness, I developed a system called Behavior Mastery, which is meant to help with the most challenging ADHD, as in gifted kids like me who just need to be seen, need to be heard. And a lot of people don't really know what to do with them. So my world is just joy and happiness and wonderfulness and having fun and being silly and goofy and helping people understand that sometimes this brain and its programming gets in our way and we have no idea that it's happening. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Oh, I'm not supposed to read the cue cards. I'm sorry.
I was like, wait a minute, you're stealing Carrie's line. So, well, Ron, we are so glad that you've joined us for a conversation, and I want to just jump right into exactly what you just talked about, working with those kids who really, well, most teachers view them as more challenging than they want to be, even though we love them. What would you tell a teacher or a director who has a teacher who is struggling with that child in their classroom who's got more energy than they know what to do with?
Notice when your brain says how they should be. We have voices in our head. Anybody have a voice in their head? A voice that talks at them, evaluates them, judges them, tells them they have at least 1 pound of weight to lose every time you walk by a mirror. Yeah, so that voice is not there to help you. It's there to keep you safe, but it's not there to help you. And what we've been taught, what I was taught before I kind of unlocked my brain from the matrix with different things, is that just because your brain says something doesn't mean you have to agree with it. So one thing that we do is we create expectations. So our brain sees the kids in circle time, and then one kid rolls over on their belly and they go like this and their feet are wiggling back and forth because that's what their body told them to do. It's not like they're sitting there going, what I feel like doing. They just do it. It's an impulse. Their body knows what to do to re-regulate and to move around and whatever it is. Our brains are programmed to go, that child should, and then we make up a story in our head about how we think something is supposed to be. We're right about it. Our brain sends a message to the body. We get a shot of dopamine. We feel good for a second, but that child is just listening. That child is following directions. They're not doing anything wrong, but we get to be right. So what I do is I have teachers understand the second that you feel any way other than, I love my kids, I'm playing with kids, I get to do this, I get to go, I get to whatever. Anytime you feel any way other than happy and joyous, notice what expectation you created. And notice that when you say should, he should be this way, she should be this way, my co-teacher should be this way. What you're doing is you're shoulding all over them. Should, S-H-O-U-L-D. You're creating an expectation externally outside of your brain where the expectation was only created here. So, for example, do one of you have an my English is wonderful, good. I are a professional speaker. Does either one of you have an expectation for another human?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay. I want to show you an example of how to free your brain a little bit. So one of you or both of you, think about right now a human being, the other person. Think about a human being in your life that you have an expectation for. Got them in your brain?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Now I want you out loud, and whoever wants to go first, you have a nice off and see who wants to go first. Whoever wants to go first, all I want you to do is say this person's first name or their pronoun. So Bobby or he, she, whatever, should, and then the expectation you have for them. Super simple. Name or pronoun, should, and the expectation you have. Who's going first?
Carrie.
Okay, awesome. Good for you.
Okay.
Carrie.
So, she should keep her dogs under control.
Great. Okay, so let's pause and let's notice how we feel. And what do you feel in your chest? Do you feel that pressing down sensation like I feel?
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit. Okay, it's weird. Ever since I did my Reiki training, I could feel what other people are feeling. It's really cool. Magic is real, people. I'm totally telling you, I'm a wizard. It's awesome. So now all I want you to do is say the same exact sentence, but take out the word should and put the word could in there. Out loud, ready, set, go.
She could keep her dogs under control.
Now, what do you feel?
Smile.
You notice that you're trying to fight it. I see you. You notice that. Did you feel that lift off your chest?
Yeah.
Okay. What feels better, the first one or the second one? You know, optometrist, number one, number two. Number one, which one?
Number 2.
Number 2. Okay, cool. Kate, your turn.
She's
Go.
hiding. Kate is hiding.
Good. Let her hide. I don't care. It's your podcast. You can do whatever you want. Kate, say the expectation.
She should get off her phone and do her work.
Okay, good enough. Feel it. And in 1 or 2 words, describe what you feel right now.
Frustrated.
Beautiful. Say the words again. Take out the word should. Put the word could in there.
She could get off her phone and get to work.
How nice was that? Right around this area.
That was a huge difference. Yeah, you could definitely feel the difference. So those of you who are listening and aren't watching, basically, you know, the chest gets all constricted, or at least it did for me when I was into the shoulds, and a little more relaxed when I was in the could. I could definitely feel the difference, but I had to pay attention.
Beautiful. So this is what I offer to everybody that's listening, everyone that's watching, try that. And just consider, when you say could, Carrie, when you said could, Kate, when you said could, that relief, that lightness that you feel is when you released yourself of the expectation that you create for this person. And the day that you looked at that person and your brain said words to you, well, she shouldn't be laying down on the couch. She should be blah, blah. You ever know somebody in life, you walk in, this person is resting, and your brain starts talking at you. And instead of going to your brain, shut up, you ask your heart what to do, and your heart goes, go ask, see if they want a drink. Do they want a blanket? And that love just resonates from the other person. Your brain goes, they should be, and they make a list, and then you say something, and that relationship is ruined. Because that's how it is, because your brain talks at you and your brain shoulds all over you. Should, S-H-O-U-L-D. So if that sensation that you feel, if you still have that lightness, you took off a 20-pound bag of rocks off your shoulders. And at any point when you want to have yourself another pity party, you can just look at that person. You can put that expectation on them. It bounces off them because it's not really them. And then you can just put that 20-pound bag of rocks back on and walk around shooting all over yourself. And you can then feel bad and get dopamine and no access to joy. But what I want teachers to do and to realize, anytime you feel any way that you don't want to, stop, be nice to yourself. N-I-C-E. Notice when you feel any way you don't want to feel. If you've got preschoolers, if you're on the floor with babies and you're not laughing and smiling and joyous, there's something going on in your brain, nothing wrong with it. Notice when you feel any way you don't want to feel. The I in nice. Investigate. What expectation did I create? What expectation did I say this person should, that person should? You're right. And then the C and the E in being nice is change the expectation from a should to a could. I do this a lot. Anytime traffic should be this way, the light should be this way, my pay should be this way, blah, blah, blah. Anytime I feel any way I don't want to, I'm like, wow, I should all, well, it could be a better movie. The people in front of me could have their phones off instead of blinding me. I could say, it's a different way. One is strenuous and rough and takes a toll on you. and the other one just frees you over and over. Did I answer your question?
Absolutely. I mean, I think if we could empower our staff to do it with the kids, that would be great, but also empowering the directors to do it with their staff, because they shouldn't be calling out. They
Are they
could be
allowed
calling
to?
out.
Well, I mean, how many directors, their brain goes, they should want to stay after 6 o'clock to help me. They should want to come in. Any director that creates any expectation that any person underneath them has the same commitment to that school, they're just setting up expectations left, right, and up and down. When this person just wants to go home instead of just, it's just nuts. And then they act differently towards that person. Like, how many directors have a parent that always shows up late with a hot cup of coffee because they stopped at the drive-through, but their brain goes, they should be on time, blah, blah, blah. But their brain, instead of but if I teach them how to open up their heart and go, I wonder what kind of day they had that they needed this cup of coffee so that they don't maybe flip out on their kid, on the ride home, after working 28 hours, and then now you don't get to defrag and all. So it's just a way to release our brain of all this heaviness that we put on ourselves. And it's a lot of work because we've been doing a long time of putting all this stress on ourselves. It's practice, just practice. Be nice, be nice, be nice. Okay, bubble in my mouth.
That's okay, because I'm thinking, I think we got enough. We're done. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll see you for round 2 through 7. I guess we're doing a 10-part series.
So, Ron, I know you have online classes. I know you do workshops across the country. Do you have anything coming up? So this will probably come out in February. Do you have anything happening in March or February, late February, that you would love to have people jump on to get to know more? Because I'm excited. And I think anybody who's probably ever heard you probably left that session with at least one index card or post-it note full of notes. What would you want to tell people to do?
I'm going to be at the National Head Start Association conference in May in Columbus,
Ohio.
Ohio. There you go. And I don't know. My calendar's crazy. It's nutty, but I'm always looking to help people. And if people can handle unprofessional and my craziness, then it can make an impact. But all the stuff that we do, nobody has to wait to see me live too. We have all these online courses that are incredible, and I show videos, and we do stretching and breath work. Nothing boring. And I do tons of virtual trainings as well.
Absolutely. And we will have all of Ron's information in the show notes. Carrie, I'm sure you have at least one other tip you'd love to have Ron share with us about that we could help our directors with. What questions running through your head?
So if somebody who's listening today is feeling stressed out and they feel like they're about to bust out of their skin, what is one thing that Ron would have them do if they were right in front of you and you could just see the stress and that they were trying to bust out of their skin? What's one thing you'd have them do?
Okay, and I want you two to also do this with the people listening. I'm going to give you a question that I want you to ask yourself in your brain, and that's all I want you to do. And then after you do it, I'm going to ask you like how it went or what happened. So ready? Here's the question I want you to ask yourself in your brain. I wonder what my next thought will be. I wonder what my next thought will be. What happened?
Baby tigers.
Okay, Kate, what happened for you?
I had to get a pencil and write it down.
Okay, so ready? Ask yourself right now. Ready? Ask yourself right now. I wonder what my next thought will be. Okay, what happened?
I decided to not think about anything, which doesn't happen very often.
Okay, so it's beautiful that you think you decided that. I love it. That's powerful. So most people, Carrie, when I say that, I see a rows of blank faces because the brain just shuts off, because wonder is not the brain's department. The brain's department is keeping you safe, being right, keeping others wrong, all that stuff that runs us, bathroom, breathing, all that stuff. Heart is where wonder exists. So when you say to yourself, and maybe Carrie, try another time, maybe when you're not like under the pressure of whatever, the podcast, but when you ask yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be, it just, for me, for a lot of people, it just goes blank. And there you get to have that 1 second of a fresh start to take a breath, to go on your phone. I pull up silly videos of crazy, golden retrievers sledding down hills, pandas falling down trees. Just, I have these videos on my YouTube that no matter what I was just thinking, somebody said something at TSA and one of these TSA agents tried to blah, 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 blah. I can choose to be upset for the next 4 hours, or I can say to myself, I wonder what my next thought will be. And then that fight, flight, freeze, or fawn shuts off. I automatically take a breath or two, and then I go on my phone. I have so much Netflix saved. I have so many podcasts. I have so many, so.
I think
so
for me, the word wonder kicked me into something that I saw earlier today. Like, I woke up with the thought, I would like to see baby tigers in a zoo. Like, I woke up with that thought process. And then went and was looking at where I could maybe do that, and saw all these videos of baby tigers gambling and chasing their mama tigers. And it was wonderful. It was gorgeous.
Nice.
It was amazing.
I love it. I wish my brain went to baby tigers every time I wondered. They're so cute. We were just at the Head Start conference. We went to the San Diego Zoo over there, and it was awesome. We got 2 carts, paid $60 a piece. Everybody's walking exhausted. We're ripping around everybody. It was awesome. And then the fog attacked us.
Well, it was San Diego. So
yeah, the most recent baby tigers in a zoo in the United States are in Minneapolis, and I'm not going to Minneapolis in January. But I imagine the tigers are having a great time.
In Texas, isn't every other house have a tiger?
It's possible. I mean, we don't really have
Mike
much
Tyson's
in the
house?
way of laws about tigers in Texas, which is a
You have
problem.
laws in Texas? I thought it was like here in Florida.
No, we have laws.
Suggestions.
yeah.
No, we have laws. Actually, one of my high school best friends, they lived in a duplex, and the other half of the duplex had 2 tigers in
Maybe
central
they had baby. You should go
urban
back
city.
there. You should go back there and knock it. You got the Supergirl curl going. You should just go there and just knock on the door. Be like, I want baby tigers. As loud as possible.
It's been a while since I was in high school, so I doubt if those tigers are babies anymore.
Do you notice how the brain just sabotages? My brain goes, there's probably like 6 baby tigers there right now just waiting to be pet. So, but there you go. You never know.
Well, I did have the thought, I am sure there is some reserve or some, place where you can pay $100 and you get to pet a tiger. I don't want that. I want a place where the tigers are being well cared for. So that's why my brain was like, let's go.
How do you know they're not being well cared for and you can pay $100?
I don't, but I did watch Tiger King. And so I have a suspicion.
Oh, I mean, listen, if you watch the show on Netflix, that definitely explains everything,
I said a suspicion, not a certainty.
That's all right. I love game shows. I'm watching this documentary called Squid Game, so it's really interesting.
I hear they're not having another season.
Oh, they are somewhere. They probably are. It's based on a real thing. It's crazy. I don't know. Well, listen, let's not get the
Okay, so guys, we want you to have training that goes down fun rabbit holes with the group. So that Ron definitely showed us what 2 people with ADHD on a podcast can do. And we can chase all kinds of rabbits, maybe 3. I don't know. Kate hasn't owned up to hers. We'll see. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. But what we really want to do is tell you to stop shooting all over yourself. Take a little bit of time to reset your brain and have fun when you're working with the kids, with the staff, with the parents. And if you're not finding that joy, take some time to recalibrate the brain, and definitely follow up with Ron and see him at other events. Anything else, Kate?
Well, if you enjoyed the show, make sure that you share it with somebody who could know, there we go, who could know
You
more
did it.
about what we do. And we are excited to have Ron. If you want more information about Ron, all of his information will be in our show notes. And we are excited. We'll probably have Ron back because that was just a little too much fun and we didn't get very far. But have a wonderful week and we will talk to everybody later.
Thank you for listening to Childcare Conversations with Kate and Carrie. Want to learn more? Check out our website at texasdirector.org. And if you've learned anything today, leave us a comment below and share the show.